All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
We love to just get a little bit deeper into some fascinating topics. And today we're going to be talking about ultra endurance cycling.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but just the phrase ultra endurance cycling gets my heart rate up a little bit. And we're going to be taking a look at a sneak peek. We got into a podcast called The Cycling Rides, Journeys and Adventures,
Oh, wow.
hosted by a guy named Bhaskar, who's obviously no stranger to pushing the limits on two wheels.
Yeah. I mean, this is a whole other level of cycling that we're talking about
Oh,
here.
absolutely. And, I think this is something that applies to everyone listening. Have you ever wondered, like, what it takes to push yourself
Yeah,
beyond what you thought was possible,
totally.
whether it's like physically or mentally?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think everyone wants to know the answer to that question.
I think so too.
What does it take?
What does it take? So let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this podcast intro, right, it really sets the scene for Boskar's experience. Like, he's this ultra endurance cyclist. Somebody who's mastered the art of going the distance, and he's tackled some pretty tough landscapes.
Right. And that's what I think is so interesting about this topic. It's not just about cycling, is it?
No.
It's about this human capacity for resilience, for pushing beyond our limits, and what drives someone to do that.
Exactly. And he describes the rewards of ultra-distance cycling
Yeah.
as unimaginable.
Unimaginable.
Right. So that piqued my interest.
Oh, for sure.
Is this something?
Like, how do you even begin to?
Can you train for that?
Yeah, is that a mindset you can train for, or are some people just wired for this kind of endurance?
Well, and like, could I,
Yeah,
somebody who struggles to get to the gym, 3 times a week,
right.
could I push myself to cycle across a continent?
Exactly.
Like, what would that take?
Huge questions.
Yeah, so Bhaskar talks about this moment during, a ride, and he's done several of these big rides across the Himalayas.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about facing these freezing temperatures, being completely alone. And he had this sense of accomplishment and connection with nature. There was like nothing he'd ever experienced before.
Right.
And he actually says, moments like that
Mm-hmm.
might seem unimaginable until you actually push yourself
Okay.
outside of your comfort zone.
Outside your comfort zone completely.
And that's what made me think, like, what are we all missing out on
Yeah.
by staying within those limits?
Totally. And that's, I think, what's so compelling about this podcast, too, is that he promises to explore not just the how of training for these rides and how to survive these incredible journeys, but also the why, the mindset, the determination that keeps these cyclists going.
It's not just physical.
No, not at all.
It's that mental game as well.
Absolutely. And so what are your initial thoughts on that? Is it more about physical preparation, or is the mental fortitude really the key here?
I got to say that the mental aspect is really intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get your brain to cooperate when your body is screaming no?
Right.
And Bhaskar points out that the journey itself is just as important as the finish line.
Right.
And, a lot of times we get so focused on the goal.
The destination.
Yeah. But he's saying, hey, it's about the struggles. It's about the breakthroughs.
Mhm.
It's even about the failures.
The setbacks along the way.
Right, that happen along the way. And he even talks about like the friendships that are forged in those moments,
Wow.
shared hardship, and how those bonds actually become almost as important
Wow.
as reaching the destination.
Yeah, that's a really powerful message, isn't it?
It is.
That it's about the people you're with, the shared journey,
Absolutely.
as much as it is about the end goal.
Yeah, it really resonates with that whole idea of personal growth.
Mm.
Often the hardships that we endure that lead to the most unexpected rewards
Totally.
and that sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And so while these cyclists are pushing their physical limits, they're also discovering something about themselves.
Right.
They're forging connections.
Yes.
And they're experiencing those unimaginable rewards along the way.
Yeah, and that's a theme that I think we see in so many different aspects of life, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That the challenges we face
Yeah.
really shape us and help us grow.
I'm curious to know how he trains his mind,
Yeah.
to deal with that exhaustion and those inevitable moments of doubt.
Right, because they're going to come up.
They have to, right?
You can't avoid those moments of doubt.
Right. And so is there something we can all learn from these athletes and apply to our own lives?
I think absolutely.
I
I think Bhaskar's journey reminds us that pushing beyond our perceived limits, whether it's in cycling or in life, can lead to those unexpected rewards and a deeper understanding of ourselves.
It all comes back to that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
And that's a great takeaway.
As you go about your day, consider this. What are your unimaginable rewards, and what challenges are you willing to embrace to achieve them?
That's a great question to think about. Wow. This has been a fascinating deep dive, I have to say.
It really has.
This has given me a lot to think about. And you know what? I might even dust off my bicycle.
There you go.
We'll see how that goes.
Maybe a short ride.
Yeah, short one for now. But hey, thanks for joining us on this journey of exploration into ultra-endurance cycling.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.